What makes an artist not just memorable but legendary? What magic did Prince weave into our cultural fabric? Imagine a world where music is not just heard but seen, felt, and experienced in a kaleidoscope of colors and emotions. This was the world Prince created with every note he played. As a virtuoso musician, a brilliant songwriter, and a visionary producer, he was a flamboyant performer whose presence commanded every stage he graced. His eclectic style broke the confines of genre, blending rock, funk, soul, and pop to forge a sound uniquely his own. With his electric charisma and bold creativity, Prince didn't just perform music, he transformed it into an all-encompassing artistic expression. His influence is etched across the spectrum of contemporary music, touching artists and fans alike across generations and borders. Now, let's dive into the life of the man who wore purple better than royalty itself. Born into a world of jazz and rhythm, Prince's destiny seemed written in the stars. In the vibrant heart of Minneapolis, in 1958, a star was born as Prince Rogers Nelson. He was named after his father, a jazz musician who performed under the stage name Prince Rogers, and it was from him that Prince inherited his first exposure to the world of music. Imagine a household where the air was always filled with the sounds of piano keys and soulful singing. Prince's mother, a talented singer herself, further nurtured this environment. This fusion of jazz from his father and vocal melodies from his mother created a rich musical backdrop for Prince's early life. However, this harmony was disrupted as his parents separated when he was just 10 years old. This pivotal moment in Prince's life was both a challenge and a catalyst. Moving back and forth between his parents' homes, he found solace and expression in music. It became his constant companion and a source of stability. By the time he was in his early teens, Prince wasn't just dabbling in music, he was mastering it. He taught himself to play multiple instruments, including the piano, guitar, and drums. Each chord he struck and every note he played seemed to echo his innermost feelings and experiences. This prodigious talent was not confined to his home. Even at school, Prince was known for his musical abilities. He would bring his guitar to school, providing impromptu performances that captivated his classmates and teachers alike. His passion for music was unmistakable, and it was clear he was not just another kid with a hobby. He was a burgeoning artist with a deep intrinsic connection to music. From these eclectic beginnings, a star began to form, ready to burst onto the world stage. In the late 1970s, a young Prince stepped onto the scene, guitar in hand and a falsetto that could slice through hearts. In 1978, the airwaves hummed with the fresh, innovative sound of his debut album, For You. This wasn't just any introduction to the music scene, it was a declaration. Prince not only performed, but also single-handedly produced the entire album, playing all 27 instruments featured, a feat that heralded a new era of artistic independence in music. As the years rolled into the 80s, Prince's audacity and creative genius only intensified. His self-titled second album, Prince, released in 1979, featured hits like I Want to Be Your Lover, which not only topped the R&B charts, but also broke into the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, proving his music resonated across genres and audiences. But this was just the beginning. 1980 brought Dirty Mind, an album that was as musically brilliant as it was provocative. With its raw exposure of sexual and societal themes, it challenged the conservative norms of the time, sparking conversations and controversies alike. Tracks like Uptown and Dirty Mind became anthems of a generation eager to push boundaries and explore new freedoms. Following the momentum, 1981's Controversy continued to fuse funk, rock, and new wave in ways that no other artist had dared to try. The title track, Controversy, questioned and played with public perceptions and personal identity, setting the stage for what was to come. Indeed, each album built on the last, setting higher bars in both production and provocative content, paving the way for what would be his magnum opus. But it was the album Purple Rain that catapulted him into the stratosphere of music legends. With Purple Rain, Prince didn't just release an album, he created an anthem for a generation. In 1984, the world witnessed the release of Purple Rain, an album that would become an emblem of the era. More than just a collection of tracks, it was a cultural phenomenon. blending music, cinema, and personal expression in a way that had never been seen before. The album catapulted Prince into the stratosphere of music legends, showcasing not only his vocal and instrumental prowess, but also his profound ability to weave deep emotional narratives into his songs. The influence of Purple Rain extended beyond the airwaves. It was also a groundbreaking film that offered a glimpse into Prince's enigmatic life. Through his portrayal of the Kid, Prince revealed layers of his own personality and his struggles with identity, love, and artistic freedom. This film not only solidified his status as a pop culture icon, but also reshaped the music video industry by emphasizing storytelling and artistic flair. Prince's impact on fashion and performance style during this era was unmistakable. His flamboyant costumes and dynamic stage presence challenged traditional norms and inspired a freedom of expression among artists and fans alike. With his ruffled shirts, purple coats, and eclectic mix of styles, he blurred the lines between male and female fashion, inviting a conversation about identity and self-expression that was revolutionary at the time. Musically, Purple Rain was a masterclass in fusion. Prince adeptly blended rock, R&B, gospel, and funk, crafting a sound that was all his own. The title track, Purple Rain, is a poignant blend of rock ballad and orchestral soundscapes, showcasing Prince's genius in creating music that resonates on a deeply emotional level. It's a song that has been covered and celebrated by artists around the world, transcending genre and generation. Prince's reign over the music landscape was marked by constant evolution and boundless creativity. The world lost Prince in 2016, but the purple glow of his legacy will never fade. In the later years of his illustrious career, Prince became a fervent advocate for artists' rights, famously battling against the corporate structures of the music industry. He challenged the norms and fought for the control over his music, emphasizing the importance of artists owning their creations. This crusade not only reshaped his career, but also set a precedent that continues to inspire musicians around the globe. Prince's influence on the music scene remains palpable. From pop to funk, from rock to R&B, his eclectic style and fearless innovation have become a blueprint for countless artists. New generations of musicians cite Prince as a key influence, drawing from his ability to blend different genres and his unique sound that broke boundaries and defied easy categorization. Beyond the music, Prince was a silent philanthropist. His contributions were often made anonymously, supporting causes from music education to social justice. He believed in using his influence for good, impacting lives without seeking the spotlight for his charitable efforts. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of his legacy is the legendary vault at Paisley Park, his private estate and production complex. This vault is said to contain hundreds of unreleased songs, enough material for new albums to be released for decades to come. This treasure trove promises to keep Prince's music alive, offering new sounds to future generations and ensuring his presence in the music industry for years to come. Prince was more than a musician, he was a cultural icon whose influence transcends time and genre. As we look back at the life of Prince, we see not just a timeline of albums and awards, but a lasting blueprint for artistry and individuality. Prince wasn't just a musician, he was a cultural phenomenon. With his audacious style and electrifying performances, he broke barriers and set new standards in the music industry. His fearless approach to self-expression and his mastery over an array of instruments made his music undefinable by any single genre. From rock to funk, pop to R&B, Prince's eclectic sound and flamboyant stage presence reshaped the landscape of music and influenced a multitude of artists across different generations. His legacy is evident not only in the sounds of today's charts, but also in the way artists view their roles as cultural influencers and trendsetters. Moreover, Prince's commitment to his artistic vision, even when it went against the grain, encouraged many to embrace their uniqueness. His life taught us that art isn't just about entertainment, but is also a profound medium for personal and societal change. Prince showed us that being different isn't just acceptable, it's powerful, and his music will continue to inspire generations to come.